we going, everybody? It's harvest time. Come along. This is the stuff, the good stuff. What do you reckon, eh? Nice, delicious tomatoes. Now, you know, you wait a whole year to come around so you can harvest one of these ripe little pocket power, juicy, fruity deliciousness. And it is every little bit of that. Now, these are cherries, obviously. We've got little malakas somewhere. They're growing there. But you know what? I'm not worried about the little malakas at the moment. I'm worried about the big malakas in here. Let's go and get some. Now, normally I'd leave these on here for a little bit longer, folks. But my biggest concern here are birds and rodents. So we are going to take this one off. Just take it off here. Here's one. Here's another one. Now, I have got bird netting. You can see that we've got the wildlife-friendly bird netting. Not too bad. I've made bigger, but this has still got, I reckon, about 600 grams, 700 grams in this one. But the bird netting is designed to cover over the top, which protects it from a lot of bad weathering. The sides are open, so, you know, butterflies get in, insects get in, birds can get in as well. And obviously rodents can just chew their way through the netting. So I'm going to harvest these now as I am. Otherwise, we're going to lose them all and have nothing to eat. This one's a little one. But it's covered in snails. Look at that. Snails and slugs. Good thing we got the Eradicate eco-friendly one. That'll kill them, and it's safe for family and pets. Ting! Are you still watching? Anyway, that's just a little bit of a... There's more tomatoes down here. Have a look. Can you see that one? It's a little bit green, folks, but it's already been hit. This is what I was saying earlier. 1 second, let me cut this one off. See that? Bite marks already. Not happy about that. So something's come along and scratched along, and that's not a bird, that's actually a little mouse tasting it. So I hope he doesn't like it or she doesn't like it. So that's got to be left aside to ripen. And again, another snail. Oh, I just dropped it in there. But anyway, there are snails. Here's a slug. They're making their way through. Folks, the wet season is bringing them out again. So get your Eradicate eco-friendly, certified organic snail bait. Don't use any chemicals. Don't use that other poisonous stuff that kills your dogs. You know how many thousands of pets have been to the vet every year because of snail bait? Start using something friendly, or don't use anything at all if you're worried about that sort of stuff. And whatever we have on our website is natural, organic, certified, and safe for everyone. All right, here's another one. There's got to be more. Tomatoes, discoloration, high changing weather temperatures, rainfall, dryness will cause this to happen literally overnight. Mildew's already developing on it. See that? I don't spray these plants because we've got humidity running through the place. You can spray with an eco-fungicide or a bluestone base, but you're better off just removing the bottom leaves because the energy is being pushed towards the top. So all these older leaves will naturally discolor and fade away. And if you leave them on there for too long, they'll actually start getting disease on them and they'll start spreading it. So cut them out and throw them out. Not bad, eh, for the first harvest. This is still green because we don't want it to die. These are big malakas to start with. They're all weird shaped, aren't they? These little ones aren't big malakas, but look, this is a typical tomato, almost the same style that you buy at your local supermarket, but it's a lot softer by comparison to theirs. I can feel that, but that size, so you can appreciate the size of these ones here. Now, these aren't the biggest I've ever grown, but nevertheless, they're still a big tomato. By comparison, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tomatoes in there. This, I haven't got my scales. 600, did I say? No, that's more like 1.6, I reckon. That's probably 1.4 kilos. That's 800 grams, and that's probably 900 grams as well. And if you believe that, then you're a bigger fool than I am. I've got calibrated eyes, but I haven't got calibrated scales on my body, so my fingers don't do that way sort of stuff. Back to the topic. I've got my sieve here. I've got a tomato that got hit. Look at the damage by comparison. This is the hailstone damage that we copped. Look what it's done. It's bruised it from a small plant fruit, and over time it started to rot out. So what I'm going to use this is to actually demonstrate collecting seeds, and the best way to collect seeds is from your biggest and most healthiest tomato, but for the purpose of the demonstration, this is what we're going to use. What we normally do is we work from the halfway down, so you can cut the tomato halfway or thereabouts, and the aim is to get the bottom half. I'm going to sacrifice this. I know it's stuffed on one side and I'm going to regret it. Look at that. See the rot there? That's the rot inside. That's from the hailstone. It's fallen in. So these are the seeds that we want to collect all the way from around here. Now, look, in the past we've collected these seeds as well, and that's just a guessing game. How far down do you go? General rule of thumb is the lower half of the seeds are what you want, and that's the pulp there. And we don't normally keep the pulp all over the seed. We keep part of it, but not all of it. So we take that away like that, get away some of the flesh. Now that, what I do afterwards, I put them in the, got a bit of soil in there, in my little sieve, and you run them under a little bit of running water. So let me just populate what we've got here. That is the, no, leave it in, we'll keep it in. So we'll keep these seeds and we'll toy around, we'll keep them aside. So just scrape out the seeds if you like, or you can squeeze, look at that. See that, how they pop out? How cool's that? Just squeeze the tomato and out they come on their own. Oh, fun and games. Now, there are different quality of seeds, obviously, folks. And look, in the past, we've sold seeds. We can't test every single seed for its viability. We try and pick the healthiest of healthiest seeds, and obviously true to type. We have replaced all the ones who've asked for this wrong Big Malacca tomato seeds, and we've given all those ones out, which is great. And if you haven't got yours yet, obviously email us, info@Vasilis. Sorry, it's admin@VasilisGarden.com. And we'll get on to that. Now, what we do here, we put this under running water. So just going to normally do it under a sink. I'm just going to turn this on and just back of my fingers, just gently rub to clean off most of the pulp. And if they're really healthy and viable seeds, it should clean off pretty quickly. You don't have to take all the seed off, right? Because you want some of that membrane left on there to protect it and seal it. Now, you can spread these out on, I use baking paper to spread my seeds on and dry them out. You can use baking paper, or you can use normal paper towel. Now, the paper towel they will stick to as they dry out, and that's fine because you can cut the pieces of towel up or paper towel up into little quarters or squares, segmentate it like that, and bury that into the ground with the paper, which will break down and become carbon, and the microbes will eat it all up and everyone's happy. But what we're going to do here, before we do that, I actually want to talk about one other thing. I want to check the viability of the seeds. So before we stick them down on the baking paper, we do one more exercise, and you can use, look, you can do it in many different stages. You can actually ferment your tomatoes all together, squash them in a big bucket, in their own juices, pull out all the skin as much as you can and all the flesh or the pith, and leave only the seed behind, as much of only the seed that is, so not too much solids. And over time, as they start to break down all the other juicy parts inside, the flesh and that, the seeds will be left alone, and you'll find the separation point happening. And you'll find the viable seeds will sink to the bottom because they're full and solid, whereas the non-viable seeds, the ones that are hollow or haven't fully developed, will float to the top. And it's a typical scenario with all things that are hollow. They float, they're buoyant. So we're going to drop the seeds in here. You can see automatically the ones that are good. All right, I haven't brought a spoon to scrape all these out. Let me just try and do it with my hand. Otherwise I'm going to take it into the kitchen after. These are all good seeds. Now, let me just lift it up so we can have a closer look. I've got my hands all dirty here, folks. I'm a grubby old man. No, I'm not. What we see here, seeds at the bottom, and see all the floaties. They're not all seeds. There's a bit of pulp in there as well. But you can see the ones that will not germinate. And if we take one out, let's have a look. If I can grab it. There's one there. So that was sitting on top, okay? I haven't got my glasses on. That looks a little bit green to me. Yeah, it's a little bit lime green. It is what it is. But now let me just grab it and feel it. Just clean the rest of the pulp out. There's two seeds here. Look at that. I've got one seed there and one just there again. That's just waste. So that seed there, although it looks viable, let's pop it back in the water. Oh, did I drop that? Doesn't matter. Oh, there it is. We'll drop these two in the water. Let's look carefully. So, are you ready? So I'm just going to put it there like that. Oh, come off my hand. And where's the other one? Has it sunken? No, there's one there, and there it is there. So there's two there that are non-viable. They're not going to grow. So what you do simply is scoop out the non-viable ones, the ones that are floating on top, and everything at the bottom. We take out, put on a baking paper, let them dry out nice and neatly, and then package them and put Big Malacca on them, and then send them out to you. Not this one here, because this one's a little bit sick. All the other ones, all these ones here, like this, and bigger. So the Big Malacca Tomato Competition Group is happening, folks. Check it out on Facebook. There's a lot of people on there, a lot of garden lovers. And it's not just about tomatoes, it's all things gardening, flowering plants, edible plants alike, and obviously sharing great ideas and tips and advice. You can ask lots of questions there, as you can with me as well. You can email me, and I'll try and be as responsive as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you can check out our website for all the great products that we have, heavily discounted every day of the year. It's vasilisgarden.com. The magazine's out in circulation at all good news agencies, and all the VIP members who've subscribed to it, your magazine is in transit as we speak. Check out vasilisgarden.com. From me, Vasili, Maresi.